Very good afternoon, ladies. Would love for all of you to turn on your videos. It does not matter if your hair is not made. It does not matter if your makeup is not on. It does not matter if your parents, your kids are around you. It does not matter if you're eating, drinking, snacking, whatever. So let's see everybody on video. Let's make it as interactive as possible. Thank you. Thank you. This topic is very, very close to my heart. Typically, I got my name Shanti because I was the calmest in the family. And initially it was Anandita. That was also a pleasurable name. But I think it changed because I was too Shant, though my family disagrees to it now completely. That also brings in a beautiful fact that, I was expected to remain calm, remain quote unquote ladylike, remain not vocal, not be present, not visible. And as a part of my role, when I did things that made me visible, that made me bold and strong, people would get taken aback and say, how did Shanti do this? How did she come up so confident? How did she come up so visible? And heart of the heart, I know I am not a confident person. It's just about how I show up. Remember this story as I tell you. All of us will have certain parts of ourselves which are not very confident, but we can practice and train ourselves to show up pretty confident at all times. Yeah. So that's going to be the focus of our sessions today in terms of how do we radiate confidence. In fact, Shweta and I were going back and forth on how should we name the session? Are we building? Yes, we are doing a part of building. Thank you for the hearts. I love it. Yes, we are building confidence, but it's also about showing up as confident throughout, and hence the name Radiating Confidence. Let me share my screen. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. I can see while I'm sharing my screen, I can see your faces and I can see my presentation, but I can't see the chat or I can't see if people are raising hands. So I'll request Shweta or Mansi to call out in case there are any questions or comments in the chat.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start by asking ourselves, what is confidence? What would you say? What does confidence mean to you?
Hey, this is Pradeepa. For me, I think in such conferences or any team-wide meetings, whether like 25, 50, 100 people, right? Be gutsy in asking the first question, even though you have 100 questions in your mind.
Lovely. Being the first one to respond, to react, to show up is a part of being confident. Lovely, Pradeepa. What else?
To me, confidence is being comfortable with who you are at that particular moment.
Yeah.
Right. So it could be at a town hall. It could be when you are talking to your boss and you're comfortable. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे if I say this? I think that's confidence for me.
Hello.
I think Shweta.
Hi, Shweta.
Hi, Shanti. Can you hear us?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay.
The last part I missed, Shweta.
I was mentioning, to me, confidence is like when you can be confident about who you need to be at that moment.
Lovely.
And if like you can speak or say what you need to say without that, butterflies in your stomach and worrying about what will people think if I say this sort of thing.
What will people think? If you can overcome that, you show up confident. We will talk about butterflies in the stomach a little bit later, Shweta, where I do believe it is okay to have butterflies in the stomach, but you need to know how to manage your butterflies. As long as you know how to manage your butterflies, you can show up confidently.
Lovely. Yeah.
It's also to be able to show up and like to be able to express our feelings without the fear of, am I wrong? Like like
Am I
questioning
wrong?
my
What will
question.
others say and think? Will
Yeah.
I be judged? Without all of these thoughts that typically cloud our minds, without them clouding what we are about to say. Yeah. With that, let's look at a little bit of a formal definition of what confidence is. But before that, I love this quote about confidence by Richard Petty. Confidence is the stuff that turns thoughts into actions. And I'll talk about why this quote is so dear to me when we talk about confidence. All of us have aspirations, all of us have ideas, thoughts, things that we want to say. But confidence is that thing that tips us over and gets us into action in saying and doing things that are there in our head. So confidence is a belief that a person has in themselves about their abilities, about their competencies, about ideas, that they show up in the right way. If a person has confidence, they generally understand and accept themselves as they are. Like Shweta said, I want to show up the way I am. I don't want to be somebody else. I want to be comfortable in my own skin. That's when I will be confident. Yeah. So with that understanding of confidence, let's proceed. All of us are women here. A statistic that I want to present before we get into the details of how to build confidence. First one is when we all join the workforce, both men and women who aspire to be in the top management, to grow up, to be senior leaders in the organization is a decent number. In fact, women are far more aspirational as compared to men when they get started in their careers. But in terms of confidence, you can, though women are slightly less, but it's almost equal, like 27 and 28% is not a huge difference. But then as things go on, we gain more experience. We also stumble, we also fail, we are also ridiculed, we are also on a family way, we are also doing lots of other things. As we gain experience, something changes and the statistic looks very different. When we become more experienced, the number of women aspiring to be in top management is just 16%. See the steep decline. And women who are confident that they will reach there is even lower, just 13%. Whereas in men, the number, if I'm going to go back to the previous slide, see the numbers do change, but they aren't a very significant change. It's a small change, but for women, it is a drastic change. These are, of course, well-researched data that I'm presenting, but the group that has registered here and is present here today is no different. When we looked at who registered for the participants, here is the split of age distribution. Can you see about 70% of the women who are 10 plus years in experience want to build confidence. They are feeling that they lack confidence and want to build it. That's why they've registered. The number of women in the initial few years is much lower as compared to 10 plus years. So this group is no different from all the global surveys. We are also very similar. As something changes as we grow, as we become more senior, there are lots of fears that cloud us. Now let us see, how does lack of confidence show? I'm going to give you some scenarios and we'll love to hear from all of you. What is it that you would do in that given situation? Yeah, so the first one, let's see. Suppose you're planning a very senior stakeholder meeting. You're all prepared in your head. You enter the boardroom, and the boardroom is in front of you, the one that you see on the screen. You enter the boardroom, you know that one chair towards the extreme right, that's where your organizational leader is going to sit. If I ask all of you, where will you sit? What would your answer be?
If I am organizing the meeting, I would like to sit close to that person.
If you're
but if
organizing,
I am not, okay, so likely close to him, because I'm guessing I would have worked with that person on the conversation and the meeting, other details of the meeting as well.
Yeah, and if you've not organized, Shweta?
If I've not organized, I would probably sit on the other side. Okay, maybe further away from the person, because I do not know what kind of a role I'm expected to play over there. So I guess that's where the distance from the power center happens.
Distance from that power center or authority figure you maintain because you're not sure what role you're going to be playing. Thank you for sharing that. Let us also keep in mind the point Shweta mentioned, that she will sit closer if she is the organizer. Let's keep in mind that also. I heard one more voice.
Like from a thought exercise, like, is it like I would want to be the person who is leading that meeting, or are you looking for something else?
You may or may not be leading the meeting. So this is a meeting where one of the senior stakeholders is going to be in the room, and your peers, your manager, your team members are also going to be there in the room. And you're the first one to enter, and that one chair, the senior stakeholder is going to be sitting there. Let's assume it's going to be your CEO. That CEO is going to be sitting on that one single chair towards the extreme right. Where will you go and sit?
I would sit
Shanti, I would
like
normally
one or two chairs next, like
One or two chairs.
Unless and until like it's a clear demarcation of there's someone else who this seat is reserved for. I would prefer to be sitting there to the
sitting closer to the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and for me, I guess means I would go with Shweta if I am already working, if I would have worked with the leader, I would try sitting closer. Otherwise, I think I would, try to grab the middle seat, or somewhere in the middle. So at least I'm connected with the in and around my, so other folks as well.
Yeah, possibly in the middle. For some of you, it is as close as possible. For some of you, it is somewhere in the middle, so that I'm not too cut off. For some of you, it is, if I'm organizing, probably as close as possible to the power center. Otherwise, possibly a little bit further.
Yeah. Also, if I have a prior I've had a prior engagement with him. Yeah, if I know, that how that person is, then I would want to sit closer to him. If I think, it's my first interaction, maybe safe would be in the middle or towards the end.
Yeah. So if I know the person, that gives me confidence to get closer. If I don't know the person, I don't know, maybe the topic being discussed, I'm not so fluent with, I may sit a little bit further. Yeah. Maybe the person that is coming, the senior stakeholder, I don't know the person, maybe I will be at a little bit distance. If I know the topic well, if I consider myself as a subject matter expert in that topic, or if I know the senior leader very well, I gain confidence to move closer to the leader and sit. Keep this thought in mind. Let's move to the next situation. Now imagine you have to inform a team member of yours. You have to give them some sort of a sad news. You have to tell them that you're being laid off. You just have about 2 months to figure out your next role, and your clock starts today. Yeah. How will you show up?
So Shanti, I would just put up my experience here. Been there during the COVID, laid off a lot of I would say my real good friends, because it was a small startup. And so I started with something which is like understanding the situation, being present for them, understanding their situation, listening to them, and telling them that this is a business transaction kind of a thing which is happening, right? Giving them certain details and facts which obviously the upper management allowed. And that is how I approached them. And trust me, that worked very well.
It worked very well. But I do hear, Vibhuti, that you're going to delineate or separate that the problem was created by the organization and I am the messenger here.
Not exactly a messenger. What I would I did words, like I never said that I separated myself from the org or the executives, like the CEOs and all, but I was like, we all are part of it, and something went wrong and everyone has to take a blow.
So, everyone has to take a blow, and this time it is you. Lovely.
Yeah, this time it is you. It is nothing. Then I extended the support to them, like that was part of it, and I mean, help them to transition with the emotions. There were some people who were like so multiple scenarios in their personal life, multiple scenarios. someone was getting married, someone was having a kid, and all sorts of things.
All sorts of things. If I may ask you, Vibhuti, how did that situation impact your confidence?
So for me, confidence, for me personally, I don't know if I would say I have a high or low confidence, but I always have something which I prepare and then I go.
Preparation helped you. So
Yes,
you
it helped
rehearsed in
me.
your head,
Yes,
possibly,
I did.
I should say this is how I should react. And this is
Yes.
these are probably the kinds of responses I will get, questions I will get. So I will prepare myself in all situations.
Yes. But
Lovely.
impromptu, if I am person with impromptu, I'm like,
You
I wouldn't be
struggle
able
for
to.
words.
I struggle for, I have that in my mind, but I
Yeah.
struggle to actually put it in the sentences. So that's
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. Any other thoughts anyone else wants to share?
When I am not confident, I think I just feel a lot of nervousness in my stomach. Okay, there's just this, maybe it's just pressure I have created on myself.
Yeah.
But if I'm not very confident, I would try to stay away from the conversation or the limelight at that point in time, if possible. But if, say, I have to speak up, okay, I end up talking really, really fast. Literally, like I'm trying to get out of the situation. So I speak whatever needs to be spoken out as early as possible and just move on. And
Excellent awareness. Excellent awareness that I tend to speak faster. I tend to move away from the situation as much as I can avoid. If I can't, then, it shows up in how I behave in terms of speaking faster, or certain other ways my lack of confidence manifests. Lovely. Let's look at one more situation. How does lack of confidence show up when you have to give a TED talk? You've entered the stage and the room is full of 500 people. So 1,000 eyes staring at you. What happens then?
Shanti, I have a trick. What I normally like to do is whenever I'm a speaker, I like to go to the stage a little before everyone comes, have a look at how it feels to look at that entire space, take that all in, build little confidence back, and then probably then I'm at ease. This is that the space suddenly coming up to you kind of makes you a little anxious. But if
so you familiarize yourself with the environment.
Yes.
Lovely.
When people are not there, and that works as well. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think, I do as well. So when I was I was always very underconfident while talking to to a mass. So when I joined Toastmaster, I think this is the one thing of what I learned. Before everyone used to come, I used to enter inside the room half an hour before, take a walk around, get myself comfortable with that stage or with that designated area, so that so when I'm talking, I'm not fumbling, and I'm not looking for words, I'm not feeling underconfident. Once I used to familiarize, and I think over a period of time, right, I got away with it. It was just not
You
all of
got
sudden.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. We are all talking about what do we do to become more confident. But the situation is you don't have that opportunity to familiarize. You don't have that opportunity to look at that vast room. How big is the stage? Where will I? You don't have any such opportunity. And you are thrown in, pushed in, saying, enter through this gate. There is a mic. Go stand there and speak.
Means I would be fumbling. And I would feel so nervous and butterflies in my stomach. And then I've been there and then done that, but then there is no other option. So you have to like deal with it. So yeah,
you have to deal with it. So there are people who will stumble, fumble, know that there are butterflies in my stomach, will manage, but after that little bit of fumble, somehow will carry on. You will not quit. Yeah, is that fair?
Yep, absolutely.
Is there anybody here who feels that they might quit and say, oh, this is not my cup of tea, I'm going back in?
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
See, basically, when you're standing, see, the confidence levels builds you when you're very 100% confident that you can address the stage. To take my example, when I had my TEDx talk, I wasn't knowing anything about anything else. Okay, when I stood in the middle of the mic, I just looked at around how many audience were there in front of me, and then I thought, okay, this is my chance and I have to be very confident, and my mind, my presence and everything was there on the stage, so that and I was able to give my talk in a very fluent and as well as very confident. So the confidence builds in yourself. So if you, I mean, it is
Absolutely.
not a nervous or something else when you stand in front of the mic. Of course, you know, any people like if it was the first time, yes, I agree that there'll be a fumbling and that thing, but the moment when they know, okay, this is the audience and this my talk is very important and I have to present it and give my talk or my speech, whatever it is, in 100% confidence, so that the message reaches to the people and people should not be getting
Absolutely.
confusion.
Absolutely. So when you have a goal set and you've prepared yourself, it helps
Exactly.
you feel more confident. Lovely. Now let's look at a situation where you've just delivered an amazing TED talk, you've come back to work, and everybody is applauding, giving you lots of claps and saying, amazing, you've done such a wonderful thing. Your manager is there, your team members are there, possibly a couple of key stakeholders are there. How would you accept all of that appreciation? What would you say?
Not knowing how to respond to the compliment, like just feeling embarrassed, or when it's just too much attention. But personally, I feel that way. I have always experienced that. Yeah, not to handle, even if it
We
goes
don't know
goes
what to
well.
say. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
thank you. You know,
exactly.
I
Yeah, an awkward
prepared a
pause or
lot,
something
and
like
you
that.
know, all your wishes helped me. And by God's grace, there is some crutch we will immediately grab onto and not
Yeah.
take all the accomplishment to ourselves. We'll
Yes.
immediately want to scatter that accomplishment and attention and say, you know what, my manager was there when I rehearsed. Yeah, there was somebody from my family member who helped me practice. You know, I did it with all of you, I rehearsed it with all of you, and that's why it went on well. Immediately we'll try to give away all the credit and accomplishment and not take it all in, not soak it all in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll try to stay very humble and all that, not take it for us to us. Yeah.
yeah.
There's this one thing that like I'm trying to change that, because I realize with myself as well. So what I do is I'm like, okay, thank you, and then like just in a hurry I'll try to change the topic. Oh, like actually,
Yeah,
you know what?
immediately switch the topic. Don't talk more about it. I can't bear it. I
But
can't listen to it anymore.
so
Yeah,
I'm
completely.
aware of it. I'm trying to change that. Okay, let me be comfortable with that thing, but probably I
Yeah,
haven't been able to.
I've done a
Yeah.
good job, so I need that thank you. All I need to say is thank you, and like any more compliments. Yeah, so difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, Ayushi.
Absolutely. So I mean, yeah, so means I've been there, but then slowly, since I think through LinkedIn or like different forums, wherever I have attended sessions, right? So means now I have started to accept those appreciation and being, but I would say I'm still humble and being grateful for it. But then
Yeah,
I would say I am accepting it more gracefully now rather than
lovely.
just
Feeling
denying it.
embarrassed or
Yeah,
just
or just change of the
spreading it and
conversation.
shattering it.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
Ma'am, I think also one added to this point, like whatever people are talking about, that you
Mhm.
get embraced thing. I think we should not carry away that appreciation. Like when somebody comes and says, "Yes, thank you, I appreciate your feedbacks," and just go ahead with that thing. That's what I feel. That how do you think about it, ma'am?
Carry forward means not let that play on your behavior and say, oh
Exactly,
wow, I'm so great. Completely
exactly,
agree.
exactly.
Completely agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is opposite of lack of confidence. There's a word called as Dunning-Kruger effect. So what Dunning-Kruger effect actually means is where you feel that you are simply amazing, where and you are not actually that amazing. So when people tell you are amazing, you feel so great and you keep at it. Typically, you will hear such people in annual appraisals. How did your year go? Amazing. I did a fabulous job. And you, as a manager, are wondering, what was that even one single fabulous thing that they did, you might not be able to figure out. So yes, there are people of both kinds. There are people who are not able to even accept what they have really done. And there are people who exaggerate in their head the impact of what they've done and feel whatever they've done has been so phenomenal.
So I
Last,
also wanted to
I
add
have,
one point, ma'am. Actually, I need a guidance of yours since we are talking about this topic. Okay, there are, as you said in your last sentence, that there are people who appreciate. There are people who also discourage you also. So,
yeah,
how do I mean, for me, it is basically, I'll tell you, I'm also working in one of the software company. And this is my experience since I think it is apt for me to understand this one also. There are people who perform very good and, they're up to date. Okay. And they keep
yeah,
performing. And whereas the other employees feel that, okay, oh, this girl is getting every time the appreciation from the boss, and we are not getting that appreciation. See, the hard work, amount of the hard work that you have placed, the amount of hard work they are placing is totally different from whatever this thing is. So, in this
absolutely.
centering of wave, how do we handle things, ma'am?
Pushpa, can I put this in the parking lot? Since we're focused on confidence, let's complete the confidence and I can stay back and answer your question.
Sure,
Would that
ma'am.
be
Thank
okay?
you. Yeah,
Perfect.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. The last one is, I think all of us have faced it, a network event. Yeah. We have arrived at a networking event thinking we will network, but then what do we end up doing?
Talking to a handful of people we are comfortable with.
Absolutely. My friend, somehow we
Sticking
will,
to your
that friendship
flock.
will probably have started in that conference only. But throughout the rest of the conference, we'll go hand in hand, let's go to the washroom also together. Yeah. So then something happens after that one familiar face in the crowd or a few familiar faces in the crowd, we forget about networking. Why does that happen?
Because we don't want to get out of our comfort zone. Like we feel safe
Yeah.
in the familiar faces and people, right? So
Like
Yeah. So it's
walking
very
up to
difficult to.
someone and talking about just introducing them yourself is also
Very
sometimes
difficult, and it pushes us
feels
out of the comfort zone. And even for that first connect, we did move out of the comfort zone, but the moment we find our comfort space, we are like, okay, thank God, now I've gotten my couple of friends, I can be comfortable for the rest of the day. And unfortunately, we have probably missed an amazing opportunity to meet hundreds of other people who've come there with the sole purpose of networking. Yeah. So why we did these few situations is basically, I have one more, but in the interest of time, I'll skip this. I think we'll proceed. I want you to answer, how does lack of confidence show up? I'm hoping with the situations we just went through, you'll have some sort of an idea. I'm going to paste a link in the text chat. It's an idea boards link. If you can all share, what you have to do is you can see a question there. How does confidence show up? And there's a plus symbol right beside it. Just click that plus symbol, a post-it will open, and key in your idea or your response. One idea per post-it, because we can also vote each other's ideas. If you have multiple ideas on the same post-it, voting will not work effectively. By not showing up at all, fumbling, I shy away from being in the limelight. Yes, please. Minimizing yourself. Thank you, whosoever put that, for acknowledging that you're making yourself small, vanishing away. The first scenario we saw in a board meeting, if you are that person who will sit furthest from the leader, lest there is eye contact, lest they ask me something and I stumble and I'm not able to answer, what you're doing to yourself is minimizing yourself. Somebody speaks very fast, you pick up a coffee and stay in a corner, checking phone. Let somebody who is interested in talking to me come and speak with me. Yeah. Not making eye contact, by being invisible. Wonderful. I go blank. Thank you for that acknowledgement. That's the first step of building confidence, is to acknowledge that in certain areas, in certain situations, we do not have confidence. Change the topic, fiddle. Yeah, fiddle with the iCard, fiddle with the pen in the hand. Fiddle. All through my college, I could not step out of home without a handkerchief. I have no clue why. Yeah, fear of being sidelined, rejected. Yeah. 30 more seconds. Thank you for people who are voting. How do you vote? You just click the post-it and you click on the thumbs up, a vote will get added. Don't click delete, just click the cross button after you voted. Shy away from being limelight, not showing up at all, and minimizing our top scorers. Yeah. There's somebody who is scribbling on the screen. Veena. Yeah, we will come back to this board towards the end of the session and see, have we been able to, through our session, address our fears, the way we show up when we lack confidence. Yeah, excellent. So let's go back to our presentation.
There's one more situation that happens with me.
Sure.
Like as I'm, like, you know, there's certain awareness that, you know, like I should not be doing this or I should be doing something. So I try to speak up and not be silent, but at the same time, what happens is like once that situation has gone by, I keep questioning myself. ये ठीक हुआ कि नहीं हुआ or something like that. So that's also like there is a lack of confidence, but at the same time, I want to show up and be there.
You want to show up, but you continue to work at it because it is not up to your standards yet. Yeah, we call it the perfection trap, and we'll look at it in a short while. Lovely example. Thank you. And people, please feel free to share your examples as I'm going to talk through how the lack of confidence shows up. First one, we saw reluctance to claim achievements. Yeah, we will all shy away. We will say, oh, the team worked on it. Yeah, I put in effort, and thank you so much for all the support you've given me. Even if it was just wishing you a good luck, we will, give them that credit of thank you for supporting me. The perfection trap is what I was talking about. We are not confident to send that presentation, that report, that piece of code away for review because we continuously try to make it perfect to our standards, and we are constantly working on it, making it look better, even if it is a little bit. Can I change that color a little bit? Can I change the font? Maybe instead of 8.5 size of font will look better. And we'll stay at it to see, oh, no, 8 is again. So when we're trying to work at it and continuously trying to make things perfect, we lack confidence because we are not able to move forward from there. It also shows up as our disease to please when we really want to keep everyone happy. Yeah, when we want to keep everyone happy, then we can't show up confident because we are worried. What will the other person say? What will the other person think? Will they judge me? Will they feel bad? So with all of those thoughts in our head and our intent to keep everybody happy, we start to lose confidence. Minimizing ourselves, yeah, not showing up or, making ourselves small, invisible, somewhere in the corner, in the last row. How many times we've entered into a conference room and picked the last couple of rows, not gone and sat on the first row or the second row or the closest to the stage available seat. We'll sit at the back. And that is minimizing ourselves. Lack of self-esteem. Yeah, stuttering, stumbling as you're speaking, or fast blinking of the eyes, speaking very fast, fiddling with your dupatta, hanky, iCard, pen, phone, whatever you're able to grab in your hand, all of those show up as low self-esteem. Withdrawal from interactions wherein, the first few people we are comfortable with, we will make friends, we'll befriend, and then in a networking event, we'll just completely withdraw from rest of the interactions. Yeah. In extreme situations, we can also end up in substance or self-abuse because we feel we are not that confident, we are not that worth it, we don't have it in us, we are not capable enough. Whenever those thoughts cloud ourselves, when we cloud ourselves with such thoughts, in a very drastic situation, we may end up in self-abuse. And of course, being self-critical in everything that we've mentioned so far. I think being self-critical is our armor, if I have to say. I can't claim my achievements because I'm sure I wasn't capable. Everybody helped me. That's why I did. Yeah, I'm not capable enough yet. So I have to work hard and have to keep trying to make things perfect. Yeah, I'm not capable enough. If I don't have enough friends, what will happen? So I have to befriend everybody. I can't make anyone unhappy. So we are so self-critical about ourselves, which shows up as lack of confidence. Of course, ignoring our achievements and accomplishments. So here are, you'll be able to relate to whatever you've put on the idea boards. 1 or 2 is definitely true to you. All of it may not be true to you. Some of us may be good with not minimizing ourselves, but we may not be good at the perfection trap. So just note down in a notebook with a pen, paper, note down on your phone, wherever you can, as to this is my way of showing up lack of confidence, because you're going to be working on it through the rest of the session. I'll give you 30 seconds to note down which of these statements is true for you. When you experience a lack of confidence, what do you typically do? While we are waiting. Thanks, Pradeepa. Yes, diseased, please, is a disease. The words are stolen from How Women Rise from Sally Helgenson. This is one of the traps that she mentions women has. Minimizing, perfection trap, and disease to please are exactly her words.
Oh, I just bought that book yesterday. I still need to read it.
Oh, lovely. So you will read it.
Yes,
The disease to please is in there.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay, let's proceed. Now that we know how lack of confidence shows up, let us look at how does what causes lack of confidence. Before I show what's there on the slide, can we hear from you? What do you think has triggered your lack of confidence?
I think definitely the growing up, like how we would have grown up, our environment at home.
Can you give an example?
Means nothing comes to my mind right now, or we would have just we would have been ridiculed for something not doing it right. Yeah. So.
Yeah, 80 only. Yeah, the other neighbor has got 85 on 100. Yeah, what buddhu bachcha you are. Immediately we feel, oh, yeah, maybe I'm not as intelligent as others. So a parental messaging, it may not be just a parent. Yeah, it may be even the neighbors. When the neighbors come and boast, my daughter got 85% and you've got 82%. Suddenly there is this, the entire value of that 82% you are crushing because, oh, my neighbor got 85. I'm not as good, no? So that 82 has no value suddenly. Yeah, what else?
I think the reverse is also true. If you're someone who gets that 85 or 90, 95 anyways, and people are constantly expecting you to be, achieving so much that it feels
so
like
much. Oh, yes.
That it feels like a real risk to do something and fail at it, right?
Absolutely. Kya ho gaya? Last time you came second in your class. What happened? How did you move to third? As if it was becoming third in the class is something very bad. Oh, last time you came first. What happened suddenly? Yeah. So people set that even including your teachers, your friends. Yeah, I know you'll be able to solve it. Do it, and then there is so much pressure that you have to solve that math problem because all your friends expect you to do it. And imagine if you're not able to do, there is so much of stress. Oh gosh, I'm not able to do. And in that stress builds in lack of self-esteem, which leads to low confidence. Yeah, lovely. What else?
The
Lack of
constant need
preparation also.
for
Lack of preparation, I heard. Thank you. When you're not prepared, you don't feel confident. Excellent. What else?
the need for validation.
Uh-huh.
Like if that if I need a lot of validation to feel confident. So if I don't get that, then they'll be like, okay, even if I'm doing a good job, I might not consider it a good job unless there are people who say,
who are validating. Yeah. So yeah, if your elder sister, elder brother is your role model and they haven't appreciated something yet, it is not good enough. Yeah. Whether it is your math marks or whether it's a drawing you have made, as that parental figure, elder brother, sister, whosoever that you look up to hasn't appreciated you yet, hasn't validated your being yet, you're not enough. Excellent. What else?
And
One thing
your
that I can
own,
think of is that,
Mhm.
like, as women, especially, that the portrayal in media, which is always, it's like the secondary role, and, women victims.
Absolutely. Look at our
Yeah,
serials, even today, the soap serials.
exactly.
What do they show?
The
Women need
portrayal,
to be decked up. Even when they're sleeping, they'll have to be fully, decked up, and they'll have to be prim and proper. And they are the ones who have to take care of everybody at home. Have to be the one who are the kindest, irrespective of what their spouses are doing, their in-laws are doing. They are the ones who will take on all the, pardon my language, shit that is being offered to them. They are supposed to be like that. Is the messaging that social media gives us. Even when we look at, these lean women on social media with, figures that are almost impossible for the kind of Indian food that we eat. Yeah, the kind of lifestyle we live. And then what happens? Everybody looks at them and says, wow, they're so much better than us. There goes your confidence. Yeah, so social media absolutely has a huge impact on killing our confidence. Even when people post pictures of holiday in Paris, holiday in Switzerland, and you haven't had a chance yet, or you haven't had a chance to go abroad in the last 3 years or 5 years, you don't have such a picture. Immediately what happens? I'm not lucky enough. I'm not great enough. Yeah. And then you will stop being a part of those conversations. Why? Because I can't talk about Switzerland or Paris, no? So maybe I should keep quiet. Yeah, Are, why can't you talk about Mysore Palace? They haven't been to Mysore Palace. You can. It's as simple. But we burden ourselves by saying we have to have done what they have done. Only then we are in the in group. Otherwise, we are not in the group. Lovely points, ladies. Any others you can think of?
I think by the same extension, there are times when I feel less confident when I'm presenting to senior stakeholders, because a lot of time I'm like, what new insight will I give them that
They know so much more than me.
already know so much. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
To add on the body image part of it, so I feel more than focusing on the subject, sometimes if I notice that someone just glances at my body during the meeting, then it completely throws me off track, like if
Absolutely.
something like not correct or something seen or
Immediately you'll start adjusting your dupatta, your belt. Are my buttons in place? Are my buttons giving way? Is my neck too deep? Immediately there is consciousness because there are eyes on you, and there goes your confidence. That's it. Completely killed off. Whether you're a subject matter expert, you're the best person in the room to talk about something. The moment somebody has eye on your body, on your physical appearance, your confidence is killed. Yeah. Chalo, let's see what I have. Parental messaging. A lot of you mentioned. Past setback or failure. One small example I'd like to give. I can't swim till date. The reason being, my father put me into, brought up in Delhi. So in Delhi, there is this Talkatore Stadium where they will teach swimming. My father is an amazing swimmer. Yes, he took me there. I was with my swimmer, and the instructor, he would keep asking me to, hold the bar and put my feet up, and I would do all of that. And one day he got tired because I wasn't willing to let go yet. He pulled one hand, one feet, and he threw me into the pool. And it wasn't deep, but there were a few seconds I was completely breathless. I was underwater, and I thought, that's it, I'm gone. I won't come up, I won't survive. I did, of course, he was there, he was careful. There was another instructor standing right, to see that, I quickly surface and I'm able to catch my breath. All of it was there, but that failure still haunts me. I get into the swimming pool, I still hold the bars and paddle, won't let go. Somehow I still feel I can't hold my breath, even under the shower. So one past failure or setback, I have completely lost confidence of being in water. Yeah, we may have had one exam or test where we scored 0. I'm not good in maths because I got a 2 on 10 in 2nd grade. So by 8th, when I got the first opportunity to leave maths, and I had a choice, I quit maths because I'm not good in maths. I've told myself I'm not good in maths when I was in 2nd. Yeah, that's what we do to ourselves. One small failure or setback, we don't need for perfectionism. I think all of us spoke about fear of critique. What will people say? How will they, what feedback will they give me? Will they judge me? Will the senior people say, oh, what new is she saying? I already know it. What's the point of her being here and trying to tell us what she knows? These are all our thoughts, by the way. None of them think like that. Success of others kills our confidence. Imagine, if how many of you have seen, that 3 Idiots, दोस्त फेल हो जाता है तो दुख होता है, लेकिन ज्यादा दुख तब होता है जब दोस्त फर्स्ट आ जाता है. There's some comment that they make, and that is so true. That is human. People who are very close to you, the moment they are successful, you may be happy for them, but in that happiness, there is a bit of piece of self-confidence that you're killing within yourself. As long as you can be mindful, it need not always happen, but without that conscious effort that they can be wonderful too and I can be wonderful too, without telling yourself that, every time somebody else succeeds, a little bit of your confidence dips. Then, of course, the way our the female brains work, there is enough research, especially there is one Harvard research that was done by Harvard Medical School, wherein they scanned lots of male and female heads, MRI scans, and they figured out that the women's prefrontal cortex, which is here at the top, the cells are more, and in the prefrontal cortex, the limbic cells are more, whereas for men, it is the other kind of cells which are more. And the limbic cells are responsible for emotions, for care, for empathy, for consideration. So we cloud our heads with so much of thinking about others. What will they say? How will they feel? Hope I'm not hurting them. Hope I'm not disturbing somebody. In your language itself, just if possible, record your whatever you're saying in a day and replay it to yourself. There will be hundreds of please without a reason. May I request you to please, and then something will come. When you're requesting, why is a please there? May I request you to please? How many of us do that? Quick show of hands. And another very one. I'm so sorry. I don't know how many so's will come. And that sorry, SORY. Because we're wanting to emphasize how apologetic we are. Nothing wrong as long as it does not impact our confidence. Be mindful. The more apologetic you are, the more thankful you are, the more, the words, the please words that you use more often, it is dimming your confidence. That does not mean you don't say please. Say as much as required. And that you will find lots of these WhatsApp articles that are running around. When you're late in a meeting, instead of saying apologies for being late, why can't you say thank you for waiting? It means the same, but it shows up in the way you are boosting your confidence. Yeah. So know that, of course, the way we women think also plays a huge part in why our confidence dips as we gain experience versus men. They can't think so empathetically. They can't think so much about others. Yeah. For them, it's a very logical and practical brain. So it will stay in the level of confidence, does not vary much as they gain experience. So we will look at each of these points and see what can be done about it shortly. But what does confidence look like? When you show up confidently, what will happen? Two things. High self-efficacy, what you do, how you do will be there, and your fear of failure will not be there. If I fail, if I don't do a good job, so all of those things will not cloud you, will not be there in your head, and you will not hold yourself back. So now, Mansi, I'll ask you to put everyone into 6 breakout rooms. While I'm explaining, I'll tell you what needs to be, while she's creating those rooms, I'll tell you what needs to be done. You have to come back with at least 2 points, very actionable. Yeah. Parental messaging, don't listen to the parental messaging, is not an accepted solution. Very actionable. What can we do starting today? Wanted to come back with 2 for each of the points. Room number 1 works on parental messaging. Room number 2 works on past failure and setback. Room number 3 on need for perfectionism. 4 for feedback. 5 for success of others. And room number 6 for the way our brains work. Yeah, any questions? If you want to take a snapshot so that based on the room you can discuss on the particular point. Any questions on how to conduct the exercise, let me know.
We have to discuss the examples where how we overcome this, right?
From those examples, what to do, because we want to walk back with a set of things that we can do to build our confidence. So how to overcome the parental messaging that is lowering our confidence, what can we do about it?
I'll go ahead and open the rooms. We'll have around 4 participants in each room.
Yeah.
So I'll just start.
And yeah, you'll have about 5 minutes. And then we'll bring you back.
If anyone's having difficulty joining the breakout room, Reshma, Rituja, Aradhna.
You can't see my screen anymore, right?
No, Shanti.
Yeah, because I think when you move me to the
I have moved throughout. Yeah. I think some people are still. It'll close in 15 seconds, but
yeah, no problem.
I think there's still time.
Let's stop sharing and we'll see people and talk. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, hoping everyone is back. Can we hear from room 1? What can you do to overcome parental messaging?
Yeah, so can I speak on behalf of room 1? Khushbu,
Yes,
Archana, and Divya.
sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so we had a nice discussion. And I think the one takeaway that we had was for, coming out of parental messaging is a bit difficult. It's challenging, yes. But then it's not like, by, I think when we don't take it forward to the next generation, when we try to do things differently, like, for example, if our parents did not appreciate us enough or we did not feel validated by them, instead of that, like we start telling our kids that, hey, you did a good job, I'm so proud of you. So I think that would make us also feel better, to come out of that parental messaging. Yes, so that was the takeaway from.
Lovely. The more you give, the more you gain.
Yeah.
Lovely. What else?
We also discussed that, a bit of self-talk. I mean, at least that was my point. Yeah, a bit of self-talk, one of the points that was raised was, if you are, let's not pass on the same message to our coming, next generation. So encourage them, and and through that encouragement you also evolve, because you are also sort of learning from that. Yeah, so it's kind of a mix of self-talk plus encouraging the
encouraging others. Yeah, in self-talk, possibly challenging that belief. Yeah, if you've grown up with the belief that you're not a great public speaker, then challenging it and saying, how true is that? Do I have evidence of not being a great public speaker? What is the definition of a public speaker in the first? And if I'm speaking to 10 people in a corridor, that is also public speaking. I'm speaking in public. Yeah. So what is my definition of public speaking? And am I average? Even if I'm average, that means I'm not bad. Yeah, average is not bad. The moment we realize that average is not bad, half of the parental messaging, you can just say that, okay, this is not true. Yeah, you're not a great dancer, you're not a great singer, you can't keep your house clean, you are shabby, you are clumsy. All of those messages you can actually let go immediately, because you are average. It's not that you are not, and average is good. In performance reviews also, we will say that no, average is not bad. Below average is not bad, is the one that's bad. Yeah, so definitely average is good. Yeah, you're not a superstar, and everybody can't be a super. If everybody is a superstar, again, there is no distinction, no. So it's okay to be average. And the moment you tell yourself that, do I have an evidence of being horrible and bad and clumsy and whatever? If not, okay, then I'm average. I'm good enough. I am good enough. Telling yourself that is going to reframe that parental messaging and help you move forward and build that confidence. Yeah, can we give room 1 a big round of applause? Room 2, setback and failure.
Maybe I'll just talk on behalf of everyone and they can add in. So we had a lot of points actually. It just came in pouring in when we started. So it started by, using the past failures as a point of learning. So learning from the past and moving on. And then we moved on to preparation. So preparing for uncertainty, preparing by knowing the subject more, preparing by knowing the space more. And the third, which we had already covered, I mean, you had covered in the presentation, is focus on the goals. So, right now what we are doing, so we will not dwell on the past. And fourth is good to have, but we don't know how to do, is like start afresh every time. So a little theoretical, but we need to figure out how do we start afresh.
Absolutely.
And fifth was, affirmations, where we could let go of past failures and affirm that we are good.
Absolutely. Anyone here who journals every day?
I do.
I've been
Mansi.
doing that. I've been doing that.
Excellent, Pushpa. Big recommendation to everyone on the call. Start journaling. And for a journal, you know what? I am not a person who would journal. What motivated me to journal is getting a beautiful notebook. The notebook itself is so beautiful that in the morning I will get up and write, and I write in different colors. That motivates me to journal. Otherwise, I'm not a very, a thinker to write. I'm a feeler, so I don't think a lot. And but when I see that color, when I see that beautiful notebook, it helps me. That creative part of me actually gets excited and wants to write something, and so I do it. So figure out what motivates you. But journaling is an amazing way to tell yourself every morning, you're beautiful, you're healthy, you're intelligent, you're smart.
Yeah, I'm just showing, see how I write. I jot down each and everything, every moment, and the day, what I have, what is that learning that I get from, what is that mistake that I have done, and
So nice,
how I
Pushpa.
can, improve myself. So these are the things. It is really helping me a lot, actually.
Lovely. Just be mindful as you're writing, instead of saying, what mistake did I do? If you can just rephrase it to, what did I learn today? Just that much.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're building your own. The more you focus on words like mistake, setback, and failure, you will feel you are dwelling too much in that. The moment you change that to, what did I learn today? Yeah, how can I do things better tomorrow? Immediately that your thinking itself is forward looking and doesn't step in that lack of confidence. So we've got a toddler also trying to build confidence. Lovely. Anything else, room number 2?
Yeah, I think the other thing was around, acceptance and moving on. So just accept and move on instead of dwelling more on it. And on similar lines,
and move on.
Yeah.
And even if you don't accept, move on is the key. You need not accept all failure, all setback. Just because I can't swim today doesn't make me any less than anybody who can swim.
Oh, that's so beautiful. True. Just move on.
Yeah. Just move on. You don't need to accept.
It is also saying that, no, ma'am, like you can forgive them. Forgiving is only for your sake, for your goodness, not for their goodness. That's it.
You say that I can't swim. Okay, I can't swim. That's a fact. Full stop. I don't need to take it to my heart and feel bad that I can't swim. Yeah. So just let go and move on. That move on part, please stay with it. Don't let go. What else?
And the final thing was around criticism. So we had multiple discussion on it. One was, self-criticism, that don't go in that mode. But on similar lines, interesting point came up is every time, don't jump onto taking the credit for the failure. Sometimes it may not be you as well. So factually analyzing and, being aware, mindful of that and kind of taking it.
Absolutely. Lovely points gathered, room number 2.
Hey, Shanti, this is Pradeep. I wanted to add something, right? Recently, part of one of the coaching sessions arranged by Lenin. I wanted to talk about how I can juggle my balls, obviously being a woman and work and everything, when you drop a ball, how do you feel? How do you manage those emotions, right? So the same exact point raised by Arasi, came up, right? When, it's not necessarily that it's because of you, the ball got dropped, right? So don't assume that it's always you dropping the ball.
Fault. Yeah. Lovely point, Pradeepa. People, we are running 10 minutes late. Are you all okay to stay back 10 more minutes?
Yeah. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Room number 3, perfectionism.
Yeah, hi. So I was in room number 3. It was just the two of us, me and Hanshu Desai. and I can get started. So it was about the need for perfectionism. And what the main theme that came up for us was that there is a tendency to overthink a lot. And to combat that, it would be good to have like awareness about self and not to overanalyze all situations and not wait for things to be perfect. And
when you say not wait for things to be perfect, what should you be doing?
so, rather than, a lot of times there are things that we do 90% correctly, but we are hung up on the fact that the 10% is not good. But a lot of people won't even notice that 10%. They will appreciate the 90%, and then that's all that, that's the empowering thing for us. And instead of being hung up about, oh, 10% is not, the perfect thing, rather focus on what is like going well.
What is going well? Even learning to present things as work in progress. This piece of code is work in progress, would love your feedback. This presentation is work in progress, would love your feedback. Calms your need to be perfect, one, because it is, you're declaring it's work in progress, and you're also preparing yourself for feedback. Because it is work in progress. That's the reason people are going to give me feedback now, so let me include that feedback and move that 90 to 100. That's how acknowledging that this is work in progress is going to help you.
Right. Another thing was like about holding that we hold ourselves to very high standards, and it would be like good to unlearn some of that conditioning that you're just like always taught to be, that you have to be perfect and neat and clean and tidy and your work has to be really great. Give ourselves a break and like just relax a little bit. And put closure ahead of perfectionism. Like it's okay if things are not perfect every time. You have to give yourself that break.
Distinguishing between the need to have and nice to have.
Right.
Yeah, nice to haves can be put aside for some time. Yeah, but need to haves, of course, has to be there. Yeah, but as long as the need to have is met, push it out as work in progress. Yeah, excellent.
Right.
Anything else?
Yeah, just one final thing was about reframing, like what we have been talking about. That instead of being sad about, oh, I have less experience, that's why my work is not good. We can say that I am still in the growth phase. I'm learning, and that is why my work might not be the best now, but it's going upwards from here.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm learning. Excellent. Anything else, room 3?
I think Anmol has covered everything.
Oh, thank you. Room 4. Fear of critique. I was in room 4, but I can't speak, no?
I think what we spoke about, the best way is to accept that and like get over that. I mean, don't expect that. Means there will be a criticism always, either less or more, but then we have to accept that fact, acknowledge it, and just get over that. So it is not taking our self-esteem down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One small example here. We use Airtel, Vodafone, one of the service providers idea, whatever it is. Yeah. We will never call them up every day and say, today, none of your calls dropped. Today, your broadband was very stable. We will never call them and tell them up. Yeah. But the day our broadband is jittery, the day our calls get dropped, immediately we will call. That is how humans behave. Nobody is going to keep appreciating us. But the moment something goes wrong, they will notice and call it out. So always take feedback with a pinch of salt, that very possible other positive things haven't been called out. Yeah. So the way we deal with others, others will also deal with us. Yeah. So just be mindful of that, that I am getting feedback does not mean I am not worth it. Means I am given an opportunity to improve in besides all the wonderful things that I'm already doing. Yeah. Lovely. What else?
Yeah. And I guess have peace with it. So because having peace is the most important key. And so like once you have it, I think things will be aligned.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, room number 4. Success of others, room number 5.
Hi. So I'd like to speak in behalf of room number 4. So success of others. the first thing we talked about, obviously, like the social media affects a lot, like how we perceive success of others, right? Because social media, especially LinkedIn, where we hang around. So one of the things was like either quit social media or at least zone out of zone out of all the things that are there in LinkedIn, and be aware of the downsides of that FOMO feeling. And then the next thing is the acknowledging or being at peace with the fact that we are on our own journey and everyone has a different journey. So if
Everyone
tomorrow
has a different journey. You'll be able to do that when you start appreciating others for being on their journey. The more you appreciate, oh, you've completed this certification, well done, kudos to you, fabulous job done. When you put that out on LinkedIn, every time you see some sort of a success, you got a promotion, well done, so well deserving. The more you say that, your confidence will build. It seems very counterintuitive, right? The more you're appreciating, you will feel your confidence will be lost. Our brains work the exact opposite way. The more we appreciate, the more we notice the goodness in others, the more we notice how people are growing and succeeding and doing well for themselves, the more you call it out, tell it verbally in written format, whatever way, you will start to feel that much more confident.
So,
Yeah,
ma'am,
I'm not getting into the science because the body produces certain hormones that actually boost your confidence when you appreciate others. I'm not getting into that, but remember, the more you recognize all the goodness around, you will feel far more confident.
Ma'am, also one thing is social media is not our life. It's not all our like comments and appreciation.
Absolutely.
It is not our life. Social media
Very
is
true.
just for what we have done. We are, just spreading an awareness as it's like, people let people know also what things can be done like this, things cannot be done like
Very
this.
true. And
But
people
that's
put
not our
their
life.
best face on social media.
Yes,
I
yes.
will not say I had a fight with my daughter. No, I will only say I bought this new dress and I'll post my picture with the new dress. Why will I share I had a fight with my daughter, my husband, my mother-in-law? I won't. So we only get to see people's best moments in life, and that's not their life. That's just a small moment of their life. Yeah, lovely. What else?
And also we talked about like encountering this by turning this feeling of whenever we feel this envy into an inspiration by also like reaching out to the person and maybe check if they can share their knowledge, what can you help us or help me understand, like how did you like achieve this kind of a success and things like
Very
that.
true. Very
This
true.
was
And when you put them on a pedestal, when you say, I want to learn from you, trust me, nobody will say, I don't have time, I'm too busy. They'll only be very happy to share and help you learn and grow too. So just ask for it. Things will come your way.
Yeah. Right. And one more thing which was suggested by Shweta was like documenting our own wins, so that when you go into that zone of am I good enough, am I like doing the right thing at that time, like 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, you could go back and see your own accomplishments to know that to
Absolutely.
reinforce
Journaling. Yes. Start journaling from today. Room number 6.
Hi, Shanti. This is such a wonderful session. And we are talking on the point 6, right? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So Pushpa, Ramya and myself, we are in this room. The first thing is we were just trying to understand what it is, right? The context of it. And we are wired like that. That is from that context we started off. So the key thing is how do we rewire ourselves, right? So what are the key things that we need to do? So first thing is the awareness. And then, how can we be positive, right? And I'll allow Pushpa and Ramya to share their points as well.
Lovely. Awareness is the first step to challenging our predominant wiring.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we discussed about quite a points, ma'am, in this room number 6. I think Ramya and I'll just add a few points. Like one is building an awareness, another one is thinking positiveness. In negativeness, the negative vibes that we get it, let us convert that into the positive ways. Think it around the way so that we avoid toxic people, we avoid toxic matters, and we avoid toxic stuff. Okay, what our vibes need to have in our brain is only the positive thinking, so that we can approach many people, and also like building up a network with people, and sharing the
Network,
knowledge,
lovely
sharing
points.
the knowledge, like
Yeah,
how
network with
we
the
are doing
kind
it
of
right now.
people
Yeah.
you aspire to be, the
Yes.
in groups that you want to be. Join those communities and build true connections.
It's like
That's
today
so key.
what we are in this community today, the call which is going on, it is a lot of learning lessons for us today. And meditating also brings us very good vibes, so that if you start meditating, definitely things get worked. And yes, and also we got introduced, all three of us, in this forum, and it was a pretty much good. So that what I on summing up all this, room number 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 6, I think you should be happy with what you are, and then only things will move on further. That's it.
Absolutely. Be content with wherever you are. No, everybody has their own journey to go. Whatever you have shared, people, is already there on the slides. I'm not going to repeat. I'm just going to skim through the slides to see if there was anything that is there on the slides was missed. Challenging self-limiting beliefs, owning your own accomplishments, identifying role models and connecting with them, learning from them, positive visualizations, embracing growth mindset, where we say failure is just a pit stop. Success is around the failure. It is the learning that is going to take you around the failure towards success. And of course, practice, practice, practice. With that, how will you show up as confident? The few things that, if I have to bring what we discussed today together, was get things done. Don't keep at it, keep working at it, keep holding it back. At max, what will happen? Somebody will say it could have been better. Yeah. Isn't that the truth always? Whatever you do, there is always a better step. There is always a next better thing that can be done. So that when there is always a better next, oh, I'm not sharing my screen, I think. I'm so sorry.
No, Shanti. No.
Yeah. There is always a better next step. Yeah. So get things done and proceed. And practice, because you'll have to bring things together in order to be able to move towards success. Yeah, so it is okay to stumble, fumble, put things together, fall off, get back again. It is absolutely fine. Do what you feel is right in your head. Yeah, whether some people work with values, some people work with belief, some people work with ethics, some people work with truth. Figure out what is more meaningful to you and work with it. Use those as your decision points. Can I go and speak in public? Yes or no? Think about what is important to you. If connecting with people is important to you, you'll somehow garner that courage to go and face that audience. Yeah. If being a subject matter is important to you, knowledge and expertise is important to you, you will put in that practice. Eventually, you will show up as confident. So figure out what is your guiding light in order to be able to move towards it. Dress up. This I keep telling. It is important to dress up to show up as confident. Yes, sometimes because we are so involved in preparing that we forget to dress. When I say dress up, it really means, of course, grooming. Yes, nicely tied hair. The clothing in which you are comfortable. See whatever you are comfortable in. Don't wear something that you're not comfortable in. Yeah. Feel comfortable in whatever you're wearing. And the dress up really means, can I put an eyeliner that will give me that little bit of confidence? Can I put that lipstick that will give me a little bit of confidence? Yeah. Figure out what is it that will want you, when you look at yourself in the mirror, are you able to say, hey, buddy, you're looking so great today? That itself is going to give you confidence. to face crowds, to face a challenging situation, to facing your stakeholders, senior members, whatever it is. So it is important to dress up. Yeah, in all the discussions, dressing up didn't come at all. I don't know why all the serials show that women like to dress up, but none of you mentioned dressing up. Just notice how much of myth is spread in the society. And of course, failing is not bad. Failing is learning. Don't be scared of learning. Don't fear failure, and just work around it. Speak up for yourself. Nobody else is going to speak up for you. I think we always miss when somebody says, Shanti, you've not done a great job. It is important that you say, maybe I haven't done a great job, but I've put in full effort. I've given it my 100%. I'll try and do it better. I'll try and learn from what could have been better and make it better next time. But I have given it my 100%. It's important for you to tell yourself every time. And network. I think we discussed this, that, connect with the kind of people that you would want to connect, be it to gain knowledge, be it to be in those circles, be it to, follow their path, follow their career path, knowledge, whatever it may be. So here is a summary of those slides. And I stop here and I'm open for any questions. I know there are certain questions in the text chat. I can stay on and answer as many as you want, but those who have to log off, feel free to do so. There is no new content that will be shared beyond this, but of course, all questions will be answered.
Okay, Shanti ma'am, I have one feedback to give you all. Probably, I'm sure that the person who introduced me to this forum was Yukti. She is in abroad, and yesterday she shared me this group. I was wondering, okay, this is also would be like something like other women chit chat and all like that. But this forum looks very, very informative for me, and I'm very happy to be a part of this one. And just in case, people, like what you people are talking, right? I think I have a live example stories of myself only to come up in my life. So that's how today I have come up in my life. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Before we go to the questions, if we could just take a quick group photo.
Yes,
if
please.
everyone could turn on their videos.
You bad. I look very bad. Okay.
No, come on. All of us.
None of us look bad. None of us look bad.
This is a confidence workshop. We should be ready for a photograph.
Yes.
This is me.
Whatever we are wearing, whatever our hairdo, whatever our surroundings, as I said in the beginning, let's show up.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but my webcam is not working, so I think I will not be able to.
That's fine. That's fine.
Understand.
All right. Say cheese. One second. All right, great.
Thank you.
Any questions asked? I do have 2 pieces of information to add about a couple of programs that I'm running. One is a free webinar on Monday, which is on authentic leadership. In case any of you would want to join, to message me, ping me. And I run a women leadership workshop. The next one is coming up on 20th and 21st. It's a residential workshop in Bangalore at a resort. And for Lean in Bangalore, there is a 20% discount. It's a 15K workshop. With the 20% discount, you get it at 13K. If you're interested, please do ping me, reach out, and we'll make it available to you.
So Shanti ma'am, I have a question which is my personal one, but I would like to discuss in person with you. So once everyone leaves the forum, I think I will have a chat.
Then
with
you would discuss, sure. Can
Shweta,
is it okay to put the webinar details in the chat?
Sure, Shanti, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm adding right away.
Yeah,
yes,
this is Arasi. I just wanted to know how to accept appreciation gracefully, because I really struggle. Not even big ones, even small ones. like something on a presentation, I just can't take it. Immediately I kind of lower the achievement and it works. The achievement vanishes the moment I open my mouth.
Just control yourself after that thank you. Say nothing after thank you. Thank you and full stop.
Okay.
Just short and simple, very tough, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Sure. Thank you so much. I'll definitely work on this.
Lovely.
Shanti, I had a question. Hi, this is Kushbu, and thanks for a lovely session. What I wanted to check, at different points, we said that being prepared can help boost the confidence, but seeking perfection on the other hand can, pull it down. Is there a way, or is there that we can realize that what is enough, and when are we seeking too much? Is there a way that you can draw that line?
Again, distinguishing between that need to have and nice to have. What is a must have in whatever you are doing, without which the product or service is not complete, is not full? Can I have the presentation that we just saw? Would it still be complete without images? It would still be complete as long as it has all the text, all the content. Will it be complete if it did not have colors? It will still be complete. So all of that is a need to have. Beyond that, the colors, the images is all nice to have. Can I spend another 2 hours trying to beautify this pack and make it better? The answer is absolutely yes. Will it have had a different impact? So minuscule that it would not even be noticeable. Some of you may have looked at the site and said, wow, amazing. That may have happened. But the impact that I ultimately intend is boosting your confidence. You may not have had any change in that. So that's why it's just a nice to have. So distinguishing between a need to have and a nice to have will help you figure out what you have to do and what is holding you back and, getting you trapped in that perfection trap.
Thanks.
I think, so I just want to say, Shanti, a few points, right? Like, I think, so the last point itself, like nice to have and the need to have is like very important. And definitely this would be like one of the takeaways I will be having from this session. And like, thank you so much for the wonderful session today.
So glad. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
And thanks to like Linin as well for organizing such beautiful and powerful empowering sessions, I would say, one after another, which actually keeps us on track. And I am, seeing a positive change and like a difference in myself from the time I have learned, I have read the Linin book, and then I have part of this organization. So thank you so much.
Kudos to you, Shweta and team.
Hi, Shanti. I'd just like to ask, so like I'm not based in Bangalore, but would definitely want to connect with you on like tackling certain issues that I have. If I want to do that, like do you also work with people from outside Bangalore?
I do. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I am there on the Linin group also. Message me one-on-one and
Sure.
Email, WhatsApp, whatever works.
Sure, that sounds great. Yeah. And thank you, Mansi and Shweta, for bringing forth this session. It was wonderful.
Thanks, Divya. Thanks for joining.
Thanks to everyone. Please get connected us. So I've also shared my LinkedIn. Please let us also share others so that we can just get connected to each other.
Sure.
Pushpa, you said you had some question for me?
Yes, I have a personal question in my mind. I would like others to leave the room and then I will talk to you.
Yeah. Do you want to connect outside?
Yeah.
Shanti, can I ask a question before everybody leaves?
Yes, please.
I don't mind inputs from others. So the thing is, I'd taken a break for pregnancy. It was a 3 years long break, but I was having my own business and I kept myself occupied.
And I still wanted to go back into mainstream, working, because business wasn't doing so well. So it was, I got the confidence to go back to work from LIB's program, one of their one-on-one mentor programs. So I've taken up a role. It's very convenient. The timings are convenient and it's nearby. And in Bangalore, who gets work nearby? It just happened by coincidence as I was looking for work and it was just here. But the role is how do I say? It's not at par what I'd taken up before.
Understand.
So that has triggered the lack of confidence.
Yeah.
I don't know in which situation am I supposed to speak up or should I keep quiet?
Absolutely speak up. Absolutely speak up. Keep telling your peers, your manager that I've taken it up so that I can get back into the workforce, not because I feel I'm only capable of doing this. I am confident that I'm capable of much more. I have done that. And I'd like you to reframe that break. It was not a break. One, you were already running a business. Two, bearing a child, bringing up a child in the initial few years is a life skill.
Okay.
And we forget about the transferable skills we are learning, we can actually bring back into the workforce. A new mother doesn't get to sleep more than 2 hours continuously. Still she survives. She has to make food, she has to take care of the child. She has to understand somebody who can't even speak. That's where she's developing her empathy. So just trash the fact that you've been on a break. You've been probably learning so many more things than anyone could actually do. And yeah, you're ready to, you've already jumped back into the workforce. All you need to do is put up your hand and say, I'm capable of doing more.
Yes, I did get appreciated. Actually, last week, I got appreciated a lot. I got a bonus, I got a raise, everything was there. Manager took me out to lunch, like, what are your future plans and everything. We had a good discussion. But there too, as in the session, it's already been discussed, I know. I was so thankful. I was like, the moment they were like, here's your bonus. And I'm like, I owe this
They
to
should
my
be
manager.
thankful because they're getting a far more qualified resource to do a job. Yeah. So they should be the one who should be thankful, not you.
Okay. Next time I'd keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful session as well. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you, Shanti.
Yeah. Pushpa, I'm messaging my phone number. Maybe you can contact me outside. Yeah, I just messaged you my number and please reach out to me and we'll connect and talk about your particular stuff. Yeah, are we good to close?
Right. Yes, if we don't have any more questions, we can close. Thanks a lot, Shanti. That was a very nice and interactive session. I think it touched a chord for all of us and some experiences that we've had. So thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who joined and stayed on. Thank you and see you in our future session.
Thank you so much.